Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you a story about tired cars, newborn puppies, and what I've learned about autism. I've worked for an organisation called the Marisa Foundation for the past 20 years as a clinical psychologist. And we support people with intellectual disabilities to live more meaningful lives. The reason that organisations like ours exist is because this country has a really long, dark history of segregating from public view people that were seen as devalued. We've a long history of institutionalisation of people with disabilities, out of public view and away from their communities and families. In Ireland today, there continues to be 3,000 people with intellectual disabilities living in institutional settings. A big part of our work is trying to close down these people, to close down these places, rediscover these forgotten people, and work towards giving them a good life. Unexpectedly, what we found is that many of these people actually have autism, misunderstood as a mental health difficulty, and their abilities and personalities hidden behind sedating antipsychotic medication. So today, I'm going to share with you 5 things that we've learned through this work that's helped us understand autism. Number 1, autism has always been around. The media would have you believe that there's been this vast epidemic of autism in recent years and the prevalence rates have increased. We've just gotten really much better at identifying and diagnosing autism, especially in young children. So where are all the autistic adults? Well, we would argue that many of them are still living in institutions. That's where I met my friend Sarah, who I'm going to talk about today. The good news is that once autism is identified and diagnosed, the real work can begin about giving people a good life. 2, people with autism don't lack empathy. In fact, often the opposite is true. My friend Sarah has taught me so much about the autistic mind. When we go on a long car journey, she'll start to worry about how my car is feeling, and will suggest that we have a little break because my car might need a rest. She has so much empathy that when she hears worrying news about the relatives or friends or even the pets of people she cares about, it's as if she carries that worry at a visceral level and her whole life becomes disrupted until she knows that everything is okay. Watching TV can be too painful for her because she identifies with what the characters are going through. So 2, if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. The ultimate myth about autism is that all autistic people share the same personality traits or characteristics. What we've learned is that each individual's autism is different. Traditionally, psychologists like me use formal assessment tools, and we compare people with autism to the typical population and then point out all of their weaknesses and deficits, which doesn't make sense when you're comparing 2 different neurologies. So we use a radical approach to understanding people called discovery. We spend lots and lots of time with people, share new experiences across different places, and find out what's that person's passion and purpose in life. Through discovery work with Sarah, we found out some really interesting things. Her favourite food is shellfish, especially prawns. Sarah had her first prawn at the age of 45 and hasn't looked back. The best thing in the whole world for Sarah, what makes her feel really good, her passion, is looking at or thinking about newborn baby puppies drinking their mother's milk. We learned that her purpose in life is helping other people. That's when she feels at her best. So we combined her passion and purpose, and for the past 5 years, she's volunteered in an animal shelter where she's made lots of friends and become a valued member of staff, because loneliness is actually the only real disability. Institutional care segregated people, took them away from their families and their communities. We've learned that human relationships are the most important factor in all of our lives. So we now design services in which the individual gets to choose where they live, who they live with, and what staff supports them. We discovered that Sarah absorbs other people's emotions. She needs staff to work with her to make her feel safe, and that can only happen if those people understand her autism and feel safe around her. Or as Sarah much more eloquently describes it, we give staff a try for a few weeks. If we like them, we keep them. If we don't, we ask them to leave. You see, it's all about finding passion and purpose. Traditionally, adults with intellectual disabilities were seen as patients to be treated or problems to be fixed. What we've learned is it's not about changing or fixing people, it's about changing and fixing environments. We no longer consider ourselves as providers of care or treatment. Our work is about helping people find their passion and purpose in life. And by helping people find their passion and purpose, it's brought a whole new level of passion and purpose to our work. So, tired cars and newborn puppies have helped us understand autism and helped us improve the lives of some of the forgotten people. I hope you've enjoyed my story. Thank you.